What's going on, everybody? It's fragged out, swagged out, and you already know why I'm here, especially if you saw my live on Friday evening. I have a lot of fragrances I need to get through, especially if I want to get to them before the upcoming fragrance I have next week get in here. So, with that said, the fragrance I want to review right now it was a little polarizing the last week when it first came out. There were a lot of statements made like it wasn't what people thought it was going to be, or it smelled there. Just back and forth to the point that I had ordered mine and I was really nervous about receiving it because I expect high quality from this house, and it just sounded really, I don't know, I got a lot of mixed reviews from it. But I finally got it, and it is here, and it is from the house of Areej Dore, and it is Manly. If you know the house already, the creative perfumer there is, or the creative director rather, the perfume making there is a gentleman by the name of Russian Adam. So here is the bottle. This is a 10 ml, and I will say, this being the first fragrance I've ever purchased from Areej Dore, I was, you hear so much about these high quality fragrance houses. Sometimes it's more artistic than it is just the perfume experience. It's some of the experiences, the art that the perfumer puts into it with really hard to get materials and ingredients. And at the end of the day, it is a masterpiece, but sometimes it's not what the wearer wants on their body. It's more of a collection piece. So I was a little hesitant to buy the big bottle, and when I say big bottle, this is 10 ml. The big bottle is only 30 ml, so pretty much this times 3. And for this size right here, I paid $80, and for the larger presentation it's $220. So in Manly, the top notes are Boozy accord, oakmoss, and patchouli. In the heart notes, you have tobacco, saffron, tonka bean, nutmeg, cinnamon, and cashmeran. And in the base notes, you have Sandalwood Millenium, vanilla tincture, Indian oud, and leather accord. So just by listening to those notes right there, you kind of see already that the name is for a reason. It's called Manly because it is a manly fragrance, but it's not just this man who lives in a cave by himself who nobody wants to visit. This is a very nice fragrance, regardless of what I thought going into it. And I do understand why initially when you smell it, it's not what you're expecting. Maybe it's different. It's very different from anything that it's competing with. I will say that. And it's probably different from a lot of stuff that Russian Adam has done before, because the reality is that once you get past the fact that it is different from what you're used to, this can essentially become a people-pleasing fragrance, or at least a man-pleasing fragrance. It just smells really nice. I will tell you that this particular size, the 10 ml, is sold out on the Areej Dore website right now. And if you know the trend with their fragrances, the 30 ml will sell out soon as well. And don't know if it'll come back. Typically they don't with Russian Adam. He usually creates a batch with a certain amount of materials. He doesn't duplicate it, so once it's sold out, it's sold out. So let's get into the actual fragrance. So probably didn't need the second spray, but especially at a 10 ml size. Man. So right off the bat, when this opens, you get a very strong Boozy accord, a very realistic, like, I like that he put Boozy accord and then put rum or whiskey. They kind of let you decide what it is. And I feel that's important because a lot of times you'll see a type of Boozy accord and you feel like it might be like a whiskey, but it's more like a rum or a cognac, which kind of blends into anything sometimes. This is a Boozy accord, and it could probably be like a Long Island iced tea in the sense of a mix of different boozy smells, but it's very strong. It's if you're a boozy lover and you're a dark fragrance lover, it's in that vein of fragrance. The oakmoss and the patchouli come out from the very start, so it's a very thick, dark boozy fragrance. And that patchouli, I always say patchouli is very confusing for me when people put that note, because patchouli can be earthy, it could be soily, it could be off-putting smell, but can also be sweet, chocolatey patchouli. So this right here to me is a really nice, earthy. It's not chocolatey, but it's not soily either. So it comes off with that first opening you get with that patchouli, and it's kind of sweet, and the cinnamon from the mid and the nutmeg might come up, adding a little spice to it early in it. It creates this smell that I've said this a couple of times already to a couple of people. If you've smelled Roja Dove's Enigma or Creation Need, depending on where you live, the name changes, but same fragrance, Enigma, Creation Need, and it has that Coca-Cola cognac vibe to it. So it's a little boozy, a little fizzy soda smell. And this does a similar thing. It smells nothing like Enigma, but it has that boozy note, very pleasant, strong but pleasant. Like, it's not off-putting at all. And that fizziness that Enigma gives off. So, well, I get it here. I don't know what creates that, but it's almost like a spicy, fizzy soda. And I kind of compare it to maybe like a root beer or a cream soda blend, mixed with that boozy note. And it creates, like I said, a very similar effect to what Enigma does, but on a way darker, heavier, fuller kind of way. That tobacco comes in immediately as well. The saffron, I don't really get what, I guess in my head when I think saffron, I'm thinking something along the line of a baccarat kind of saffron. And though this is sweet, and that's what the main thing here, the why you thought, because it's manly, because it's oakmoss, because it's patchouli, because it's tobacco, leather accord isn't be too heavy and off-putting, and it's not. It has a sweetness. It's almost, like I said, like a kind of boozy, sweet kind of soda with with that tobacco in there, that cinnamon that comes in, and then you have that cashmeran. It blends so well from the opening to the mid, and then you get to the base and you have that sandalwood, which creams it up a little bit, that vanilla tincture, which gives it that, it's not really gourmand. I don't ever get a gourmand vibe from it, but it adds another level of sweetness that makes it really pleasant. And you know, Russian Adam loves to add oud to fragrance, so you have a very subtle Indian oud in here. Nothing funky about this at all. Nothing medicinal or animalic. Just a smooth, woody, spicy oud that works well with that nutmeg and that cinnamon. And finally, you have the leather accord, and the leather accord is there. It adds a layer of darkness to it, just to add to that overall concept of a manly fragrance, and that it is. Can a woman wear this? Sure. I've heard a lot of females say things like, I don't like wearing girly fragrances. I believe that Maggie had said that she wants to feel like the boss in the room when she steps in. She wants to be acknowledged. She's not just trying to blend in with the other females. So for those females who like to stand out, it's not like you're just wearing a man's fragrance. Yes, it is manly. Yes, it is a power statement when you wear this. But these sweet notes and spices that are in there really help to make it a fragrance that everybody could wear. Do I think this is more like a businessman's fragrance or a businesswoman's fragrance? Yeah, I don't think this is to walk into your local Subway and order a sub. This is like Ruth Chris. This is a meeting. This is where you want to set yourself apart and look like or feel like you have power in that room. This fragrance overall is an amazing fragrance. They're out of the 10 ml. I can tell you right now, I am going to get the 30 ml just because I feel like I'm gonna put a dent in this, especially now in this weather. This is so weather appropriate for September all the way through April maybe. Like this is gonna be it. And the fact that it's already ran out in this size, hopefully they come out with more in this size so more people can, you know, get a test of it to make sure they like it. But I guarantee you, if you are a Boozy lover, if you like patchouli, if you like leather, if you like darker, heavy, cold weather fragrance with some good spice to it that adds some sweetness, you're going to love this fragrance. This is not a fragrance that's hard to love. It's just, if you don't like that genre, you don't like that genre of fragrances. But if you do, check out Manly by Areej Dore, and you will not be disappointed. Thank you once again for your time and for hearing out my point of view on Manly. That's it for right now. This is Fragged Out, Swagged Out, and I'm out.